Hi, I'm Teresa and welcome to my channel. Today I'm starting a week in my life reading vlog. I'm really excited to film this to kind of show you a bit about what my life is like here in Spain. So if you don't already know, I study French and Spanish at university, and as part of my degree I have to go on a year abroad where I spend time in a country that speaks my target language. So last year I went to France and now I'm in Spain. I also did one of these vlogs for France, by the way, which I'll leave linked down below, and I just thought it'd be interesting to see the two of them and the kind of differences, though I'm doing a very similar job. So in France I worked in a school as an English language assistant, and now I'm doing the same thing but in a university, the University of Alicante, and it's really quite fun actually. I'm enjoying it, and I get to study classes at the university at the same time, which I'm enjoying. So yeah, I'm just going to take you on a little adventure this week of my life. But first things first, this is Monday morning and I have a few minutes before I have to go and catch the tram, so I'm going to give you a little flat tour. Starting off with my favourite part of the flat, here is my balcony. This is my little reading spot here, right in the sunshine in the afternoon, and this is the view. And if you go right around, you can see the castle Castillo Santa Barbara. Then we have the living room. We've got a little bookcase here, couch, kitchen, TV. It's a lovely little flat, to be honest. I love it. It's got everything I need and it's just wonderful. Through here we have got my bedroom, just bed, desk, and my little tripod. You can tell, life of the YouTuber. And yeah, that's all the big important parts of it. I'm not going to show you like the bathroom because who cares, but this is where I live and it's such a nice flat. I'm so lucky with it. And I do have a roommate. She's out just now, which is why I filmed it just now, but she'll be back sometime today. And yeah, this is where I live. So to move on to what I'm reading Iron Widow by Ziran J. Zhao, and I have been anticipating this book for so long, ever since they posted the deal announcement on Twitter years ago. So it's a bit surreal to me that I actually have it in my hands and I am reading it. Well, it's actually been published for a while now. I'm reading an arc, which I never got around to reading before the publication date. So, like, it's been out in the world for a while, but I'm still so excited by it. I am exactly halfway through, 50%, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So this is a kind of futuristic sci-fi where our world has been invaded and taken over by these Hundans, which are like these like almost insect-like robots. And the human race has kind of tried to build itself back up again. It's formed an incredibly patriarchal society. And in this society there are men who are chosen to pilot what they call chrysalises, which are these massive robotic monsters, like several stories tall, that are piloted by a man and a woman, where their combined like life force can wield the metal and everything. And there's a lot of like patriarchal dynamics in this because the woman often dies because the man takes so much from her. And this happens to our main character's sister. She is killed at the hands of a pilot, and our main character, Zetian, is not a fan of this, so she gets herself enlisted as a concubine to then go and kill her sister's killer, and she does, and she's kind of landed right in the middle of a big mess because she shows incredible spirit level, spirit power they call it, which means that she could herself wield one of these machines. And yeah, it's queer. All of our main characters, or three, are bi, and they actually end up in a polyamorous relationship. So I'm quite excited. I'm enjoying it so far, as I said. The only thing I'd kind of comment on is sometimes the writing or like the voice, it just doesn't fit the story. Like, it'll be such a like modern phrase like from social media that like you just wouldn't expect to see in a book, never mind in a book set ages after our time. So it's just a bit weird, but overall still very much enjoying it. Hello, so it's now my lunch break and I am in my office. I had a Spanish class from 10 till 12. The classes here are 2 hours long. Hate it, do not have an attention span. And then I taught an English oral class, which was fun. We're talking about social media this week, and I'm always like, I love social media, I use it all the time. When usually in all of the oral classes I've been in classes where I've discussed it, teacher's always like, it's so bad for your mental health, for all of this, and I'm like, yeah, but I love it. So that was interesting, getting to be the teacher and being like, oh no, it's great. But yeah, now I've got my lunch break and I'm gonna do some work, and then I've got class again at 3 o'clock until 7. I'm gonna be in English interpreting classes, and I'm an assistant in that class, so like me and the teacher will maybe do like a role play together at the front for the students to interpret or something, that kind of thing. It's quite fun, really. I'm really enjoying my classes. So yeah, I'm gonna go eat my lunch, do some work. I'll check in later. Hello, I'm home. So I had class till about 6:30, but I'm done now. I'm home. I have got pizza. And I'm gonna start watching Our Flag Means Death. Ignore whatever those adverts are, they're probably explicit. I have to watch it on a dodgy site, okay? It's not available outside of the US, but I need to watch the Gay Pirate Show. But yeah, classes were good. I had my first time doing this type of interpretation where I had to improvise rather than reading a script, and the student would interpret what I'm saying and interpret what the teacher was saying back to me, and we had to kind of go on what they say in their translation, so if they messed up, we could take the conversation in some weird directions. But it was good, it was fine, and I quite enjoyed it. Hello, so it's later on in the evening, and I have just been beginning to work on my book again for the first time in a couple months, so I'm excited. I've just reread everything I've written, and it's actually not bad. Like, I got it in my head that it was horrible, terrible. I was gonna have to rework it all, and like, it's my first draft, so it's not great. But I do like it. I do like it. So I'm excited about that. I've been writing so much recently, but to be honest, it's been fan fiction. Just to kind of like practice and get me in the habit of writing. So now that I've actually completed a longer piece, I think it was like 12,000 words, I feel more confident going in to write a book because I'd never written anything that long before. So I'm just very excited. Also, I was cracking myself up reading it because I'd completely forgotten, but in the first chapter there's a Casey McKiston reference. In the second chapter there's a falling in love montage reference. I'm not subtle, and like my main character was very briefly mentioned, this isn't a big part of the plot, but she did some googling, she discovered like sapphic books. My main character is a lesbian, of course, so like I got to be like, here's some books. So I get to then reference those books throughout and just talk about my favourite books. I'm excited. But yeah, I've been doing this, but it's getting a bit late now, so I think I'm going to switch over to reading, continue with Iron Widow. I only read on the tram to university and I didn't read much, so I've not talked about it again. But I was reading some reviews because I'm trying to find the words to describe my like problem with it. Problem's maybe not the right word, but like my hesitation with it, and someone in their review where they loved it said it read like fanfiction in the best way. And I'm kind of guessing it reads like fanfiction in a not good way. Like, I have thought I've seen these sentences in a Wattpad before, which is not the pinnacle of literature. And I don't know, it's just something about Zetine, the main character. She lives in this very patriarchal society, which I think I've said, and she is very not like other girls. I think that's what's kind of getting to me, is that she's like, why would all of these girls just, conform to the society, and I'm the only one who's putting up a fight? And, like, I don't like that. It's, like, kind of dismissive of the other girls. And, like, there's no, as far as I've read so far, there's no reason for her to be so completely unlike every other girl there, in that she doesn't believe in this patriarchal society. She hasn't conformed to her role in it. And like she's been raised in this household and everything that very much does conform to these roles. And like there's not been any kind of story as to how she's broken out from that as well. So it's a bit odd. And like the other thing is, for this being a very feminism based book, there's no other main female characters. No other significant female characters. Which is a bit like there's like potential too. We've just met one of the other female pilots of these chrysalises, and like I'm hoping that from her we can get another important female character in this book, because like writing a book with very feminist themes and not having female characters is a bit weird to me. Like, I think that's what's not sitting right with me, is it feels a bit surface level, the feminism of the book, which I'm not liking. And just that combined with Zettian, not Zettian exactly, but like her voice, the writing style, some of the conversations just being a bit cringe, a bit like that Wattpad vibe, it's putting me off a bit. But like, otherwise it's good and I'm enjoying it. It's just I'm being a bit picky. I don't know, it's just that's all I can think about when I read it. I'm just like, I don't like that. Like, some of these lines have just drawn me out of the story. I've been like, who? What? Why? Like, it's very text speak almost, like internet speak. Or just plucked straight from a 2013 Wattpad fanfiction. I don't know. But that's my thoughts on it so far. I am enjoying it as much as I'm complaining. I just like complaining. But it is good. I'm excited to read more. I think that's what I'm going to go do now. I'll check in later on or tomorrow. Hello, good morning. I did not read anything last night, so I have nothing new to update you on. But today is Tuesday, which means it's my really late day. I have an online oral class at lunchtime, and then I'm at the university 3 p.m. till 9 p.m. 4 hours teaching, 2 hours as a student in a French class. I'll let you know how that goes. The French class is very hit or miss. Like, they were doing singing and dancing for a while, so I ended up skipping class because I just wasn't doing that. But hopefully that section seems to be done now, so I might actually get to do some work. I've never been more excited to actually do work because it's better than singing. And yeah, that's what I'm up to today. On my reading though, I've been kind of thinking, and I think I've just lost the habit of reading. Like, I don't read other than on the tram, or if I just go out on the balcony in the afternoon with only a book. Like, and when I tell people how to read more, like how I read 100 books in a year, 2 years in a row, it's always, you have to make a habit of reading, you have to prioritise reading, and I've just not done that recently. I've done other things, so I'm just going to try and get back in that habit, hopefully a bit this week. That's going to be my challenge for this vlog. But yes, that's what's on today. I shall update you later. Also, I don't know if you can see, but like, it is pouring rain. It is Alicante. What is happening? Zoom class. On my way to class now. I've just had a message saying I can't use any more data without it costing money, so I'm going to have to read on the tram. Hello, it's coming up for 9 o'clock now, but I am home. I actually left my last class early. The classes are 2 hours long, I think I've said, but I left this one halfway through because the teacher started singing, which is why there's that clip of me rolling my eyes. That class is just a waste of time. The teacher, she's lovely, but she actually should teach in primary school children. But yeah, my interpreting classes I had before that were fine, and I read a bit on the tram, but not much. And then coming home I was with my friends, so I didn't read at all. But yeah, I'm just gonna sit down, have a pizza and chill a bit and do some reading. I'm gonna force myself to read or write. Hello, good morning. It is now Wednesday, and look at my funky shoes I've got on. Anyway, I did actually end up reading a little bit last night, but not a huge amount, so there's nothing new to fully talk about my kind of points from before still stand. So I've got like a long kind of day of classes, but I do have a 3-hour break, so I'm hoping I can do some work then, but also some reading. We shall see. And I also have 2 tram journeys, and I actually finish early today. Instead of at 7, I'm finishing at 5, so I can hopefully do some reading when I get home. I'm trying really hard to focus on reading this week and get back into the habit, so hopefully it works. But yeah, time for me to go to class. Got my little office set up. It's a shared office, but I seem to be the only one here, so I get an office to myself. And yes, that was a Cacciadora fan art home screen. I talked about it in one of my previous videos, but I am obsessed with She-Ra, have been for nearly 2 years now, so yeah. It's actually warming up. Like, we've had horrible rain for the past like 4 weeks. It's been cold, it's been windy, it's been just horrible, like Scotland weather. But now it's warm again. I've still got my jacket on though, because like it's not that warm. But anyway, I have a 3-hour break now, so I'm gonna do some work, eat my lunch, maybe do some reading, maybe do some writing. That's the plan. Hello, so I'm an hour into my break, and I have spent most of that time writing. I've now passed 7,000 words for Camp Nano out of my goal of 20,000, which I'm really happy with. And I've passed 5,000 on my Seaside Sapphics whip, which is a little book that I am writing. I can't decide yet if it's going to be more contemporary or romance. It's going to really depend on how this draft goes. I'm leaning towards romance though, but definitely there's other themes at play and things that will be explored like equally. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. I'm not saying too much about it, but I do post updates on Twitter pretty frequently, so if you want to know more about it, definitely head on over there. If you use the hashtag Seaside Sapphics, I've tagged all of my tweets about it with that, so you'll be able to see everything I tweet about it. And yeah, I'm just super excited to be working on this. I took a break for a couple months and I wasn't sure about going back to it, if I'd like remember what I was doing with it, and definitely there was a point when I first started I was like, I have no idea where I intended to go next, even though I have a plan. But now I've kind of settled back into it, into the characters. I'm really enjoying writing it, having such a good time, but now I should probably do some work. Why do I have 2 different handwritings? Like, I have this kind of messy cursive almost writing, and then just printing, and I always use printing for grammar exercises. If I'm like writing an essay or something, I always use this one. I have handwriting for different purposes. Why am I like this? It doesn't make sense. Also, if any Spanish speakers saw that and saw any mistakes, no you didn't. Hello, so it's the end of my lunch break and I have not read my book. I feel like I'm sounding like a broken record here, but I did write, I did do my homework, and I did do some correction work for some of my other classes, so I've been productive, and it's the type of stuff that I won't do when I get home tonight. Well, maybe writing, but like I will read, so it was the priority, and it just means I don't have to stress about doing any of this stuff later on, so I'm still happy with what I did. Would have liked to have done some reading and less social media scrolling, but you know, it's me, that's never gonna happen. Now for some reading in the lovely sunshine. So happy it's sunny again. Hello, it's obviously now nighttime. I haven't done any reading since I was on the balcony, but I did do quite a bit then, and I'm liking how things are going. I'm enjoying it. I'm now at about 80% through, and I've heard that the ending is explosive, so I'm going to try and finish it tomorrow in a oneer, because I feel like it's just going to be really good, and I'm really excited. We're kind of getting to the big battle, you know, things are starting to move towards that direction, so I'm hoping that shit goes down, basically. But yeah, tomorrow I start uni later. I start at 1 o'clock and then I'm only until 5. So I'm gonna try and spend the morning doing some work and some writing. I've been doing some writing this evening as well. It's been really good. And yeah, then I'm gonna read my book in the afternoon and it's gonna be good. And then I'm going out for tea with some friends, so that'll be nice too. But yeah, good night. Good morning. It's a lovely sunny day. I'm so happy. And as I said yesterday, I'm going to finish Iron Widow today. I'm forcing myself to because I also really want to start my next book and I want to start it in this vlog so I can talk about it with you. Anyway, this morning I had a bit of like a lie-in because I was tired. But I've got about an hour now until I need to go to class, so I'm doing some work because I want to try and finish this off. But then that means I can also write in my lunch break instead of doing work. So it's a win-win. And I'm not in the mood to write right now, but I am in the mood to do work. And that's rare, so I need to take advantage of it. But yes, this is my day plan. Hopefully it's still going to be nice and warm by the time I get home and I can read on the balcony and finish Iron Widow. But yeah, good morning and I'll keep you updated. Hello, I'm on my lunch break. I have been for a while, but my colleague was in the office, so I wasn't filming. But I've been writing my book, I've been feeling good about it, and also I read so much on the tram. Honestly, not having access to social media because I don't have any data that I can use here. So good. Got me reading so much on the tram. So as I kind of thought we were heading to the big battle, I had to put it down right at like the moment where everything goes wrong, and I'm like, what's gonna happen next? Oh no. But there's also some big reveals and stuff, which is exciting, and I'm enjoying it. But yeah, I'm gonna continue writing. I should probably also do some work, and then I have class in like 45 minutes, so that's my plans for today. See you later. Hello, I have finished class, I'm home, I'm on my balcony, it is a glorious day, and I am 95% through Iron Widow. I was reading it on the tram and I was so engrossed. I was like, thank God my stop's the last stop or else I would be worried I'd miss my stop. I'm just really enjoying it. We're definitely at the big bad finale, so I'm really curious to see what everyone's been talking about with this, because so far it's pretty bog standard. It was something I wasn't expecting, but we'll see. Okay, so I have finished Iron Widow. I do understand what people were talking about at the ending. It was rather explosive. It was a good ending. I'm excited for the sequel. I think I'm gonna give this one 4 stars. My criticisms over the feminism do still stand, and that's really what's Dr. Star, is that Wu Zetian is very much not like other girls. The feminism is a bit flimsy, a bit surface level, and when that's such a main theme of the book, I really was expecting more. But the plot, everything that went down, the pacing, it was really good. Did enjoy it. And yeah, I'm excited to read more from Ziran J. Zhao and more from the series. Okay, outfit for going out for Paella. I've got a dress on. I will take any excuse to wear a dress. Okay, I added jewelry. We've got a little rainbow necklace and just some little baby hoops. Gotta wrap the gaze. Good morning, it is now Friday morning, my day off. So last night I was out until about 1 AM, so that's why I didn't update at all. But before that I started Wild and Wicked Things by Francesca May, and it's already got this most gorgeous prose. I'm only a couple of chapters in, already really excited to see what happens next. This is pitched as like sapphic Great Gatsby but with witches, and that's all I need to know. I studied The Great Gatsby for my higher English in school, and it's probably the classic I like the most. So I'm just really excited to see a kind of sapphic take on it, a fantastical take on it. I'm just very excited. And yeah, today my plans are I'm away to go and pick up a dress that I've got for my sister's wedding in June. There's lots of cute little like dress boutiques down here right next to my house, and they're so gorgeous, but I found a dress I like. They're making some alterations, so I'm gonna see that they've not ruined it by chopping it up. But no, I trust that it'll be lovely. And then later on, I think I'm going to go to the beach. I've never actually gone and just sat on the beach because it's just never been the weather for it. Like, I've sat at the benches nearby, but not on the actual sand itself. So exciting. Also, I got this top years ago, but I am in love with it. This is so cute. Here she is. I am in love. So it was like a full length, like to my feet kind of dress. So we got it shortened, so it's just like below my knees. It's a bitty shorter in the front, a bitty longer in the back. And it is just so stunning. It's got like this little detail here which looks really cute, and I love it. I love it. It looks so good on me, I will not lie. So I'm really excited to get to wear it for 2 weddings this summer, my sister and my cousin. And yeah, I just cannot wait. I'll have pictures up at the time, but for now you're gonna have to wait to see me in it because there's no good mirrors to show you how it looks that'll do it justice, so you'll have to wait. Reading time! Hello, so I have read the first 10% now of this, the first 5 chapters, and I'm really liking it. The writing, the prose is just so gorgeous, and I'm liking the kind of setup so far. So this is told from 2 narrators. You've got Annie, who's your kind of Nick character, who arrives on what's called Crow Island, and then you've got Emmeline, who is your Gatsby kind of character, you know, the big lavish party, standing out on the dock with the, not the green light, but the purple light. And Annie's friend, Paella, moved to the island like a year ago and it's all a bit mysterious. She is your Daisy type character, so I'm really liking this kind of dynamic we've got going on. And yeah, I'm just excited to read more. I've been following Fran on Twitter for quite a while now, and I've seen her tweet that, you know, it's very intentionally a slow start, it's gothic, and that's usually not my thing, but I'm just like so captured by it, so I'm really enjoying it, though I am reading it pretty slowly, so I'm hoping I can kind of pick up the pace a bit. Also, it's nice to savour it. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I want to keep reading. Screen time! Hello, I'm back from the beach. I've showered, washed the beach off me, been to the grocery store, and now I'm cooking tea. This is super basic, but I'm making chili nachos, so just heat chili up in a pan, and then layer Dorito chips, chili, cheese over and over again. This is like a mini single portion version. When I'm at home, we actually make the chili. This is canned because I'm too lazy to make chili. And then we do it in like a big dish and just have this like nice big nacho dipping, and I love it. So I decided to make a mini version for me. And it's super quick, super easy, pretty cheap too, and I just love it. And like the canned chili con carne that I'm using really isn't that bad. It's quite nice, so it works. And yeah, that's gonna be my evening plans. Here it is out of the grill. Ignore my mucky kitchen. Yum. Hello. So I thought I'd update all my thoughts on Wild and Wicked Things. So I read to only 28% while at the beach. So like I read just under a quarter of it in over 4 hours, which is very, very slow for me. Like, I think that probably emphasizes enough to you how slow paced this book is. It's one that you're meant to take in slowly and sit with and think about, and I'm liking it. I don't usually enjoy books that are slow paced like this, that require a lot of focus, that I can't just fly through because I do not have the attention span. But I think actually being at the beach without access to social media, without access to the internet, I was able to just focus on it, and that was really good for it. So hopefully that will continue as I read more. I have heard that towards the end it does pick up quite a bit. Like, it's a deliberately slow build, but once you get to the good stuff, you get to the good stuff. But yeah, so as I've said, this is very much inspired by The Great Gatsby. You've got dual point of view between your Gatsby and Nick characters. I'm just really enjoying it. So we follow Annie, who's arrived on Crow Island following the death of her father to deal with his things. And she's met him 3 times in her life, not for the past like 7 years. And she doesn't really know why he asked her there, but she will come into an inheritance, and she comes from quite a poor background, so this is obviously a good thing. And Crow Island is a bit spooky, it's a bit weird, it's very well known for having lots of crows, but also for magic. And in this world, it's set just after World War One in the UK. Our main character's from Yorkshire. And in this kind of alternate history, instead of alcohol being outlawed, it's magic. And in this world, like, there's lots of little magics, like with different plants and herbs and things. But there's also proper magic, like blood magic. And all of that is completely outlawed, but on Crow Island, people are rich. They don't care about consequences, there's still a lot of magic, and our Gatsby character Emmeline is a witch, and she performs spells, and she does all of her big Gatsby parties, and she's trying to attract the attention of Bea, who's actually Annie's old friend from home, and who's showed up mysteriously on the island and married a man, and we don't really know much about her past, but I believe we're going to find out, and I'm very excited, very intrigued. But yeah, Emmeline throws all these parties to attract Bea because there's something going on there. She needs something from Bea. We don't know what, but it's exciting. And then obviously once she realises that Annie knows Bea, and she's also interested in Annie herself, she's like, I can use her to get to Bea. And Annie's like attracted to Emmeline as well, and she's like going along with it and trying to figure out what's going on, and I'm just really enjoying it. The writing, I think I've mentioned before, it's so gorgeous, so I don't even know how to describe it, it's just lovely. It's such a pleasure to read. Everything is just described so beautifully, so like entrenching you in the moment, and it definitely has its gothic influences as well, which is really nice. And yeah, I'm just enjoying it. I'm so glad I am, because I've been very highly anticipating this book. Because it's Gatsby, it's sapphic, it has witches, like, that's all I need. So yeah, I'm excited to keep reading it. We'll see if I read any more tonight. Hello, good evening. I have just been writing and also like calling my parents, but I'm just having so much fun writing my book. I'm loving it. I'm so excited about this and these characters and this story, and just being back writing again. It gives me so much joy. I'd forgotten how much I loved it. I wrote so much when I was younger, but then in school, like in my final year of school, I did advanced higher English, and there's a big part of that course is writing a folio piece, an essay, and a creative piece, and my teacher was not great at constructive criticism. I didn't like the way she criticised me. It really just put me off writing, but finding that love again, so good. And also not writing with the pressure of it being an exam piece is very good too. But yeah, anyway, that's what I've been doing. But I think I'm going to end the vlog here because, well, it's been a week in my life. And, you know, my weekend is just going to be like today. Probably not going to go to the beach, but otherwise, just me chilling. And I feel like this video is going to be so long, and I hope people watch it. I hope you enjoy watching it, because it's been fun making it. So, to wrap up, I read Iron Widow, gave it 4 stars, really enjoyed it, had some criticisms of the way feminism was portrayed, and then also started Wild and Wicked Things by Francesca May. Really enjoying it. I'll have reviews for both of those books linked down below, and remember to check out my March and April wrap up, which will be going up at the beginning of May, if you want to know, you know, my full thoughts on that in video form rather than a review. But yeah, and those books will also be linked on Goodreads if you just want to add them to your TBRs. And my social media will also be linked down below if you want to keep up with me elsewhere, you know, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Goodreads, all that good stuff. And yeah, thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you with another video soon.